o'clock p.m. We are returning from an executive session in which we discussed the legal issue and the safety plans for the district. At this time, can you stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, please? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you very much. I don't have any official announcements to make. Do we need to go around to say if there's any announcements, or can we move to at this time, I would like to entertain any motions for modification of the agenda.
So if it pleases the board, I'd like to make a motion to actually move our HR notification and update up to the front of the agenda.
So we have a motion on the table to move the staffing recommendation to the beginning of the agenda. In a second, Tom, any discussion? All in favor? 7 in favor. The motion passes. At this time, I would like to invite Dr. Wilson Turner up for our staffing recommendations. Thank you.
Good evening. I have before you the staffing agenda, and I get the opportunity to share some retirements with appreciation. We have 2 retirements, Mary C. Potter, 31 years, and Kathleen Wachowski, 20 years. And we actually have Mary with us this evening to celebrate her.
It is such an honor to have you here. We're going to vote, and then if you'd like to come up, and then if anybody wants to say a few words, we can. So can I have a motion to approve the staffing recommendations? Naomi is first, Gusta is second. All in favor? 7 in favor. With regret. No, with so much appreciation. The motion passes. Congratulations. Why don't you come on up?
Congratulations. Yes. Speak up.
Thank you. Thank you.
Just give you one.
No, thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, of course.
Thank you.
It's going to forever be
An awesome room.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Goodness. So sorry.
Yep. I'd have to agree with Mr. Potter back there, holding up the sign. Mrs. Potter, the best teacher ever.
And I'm so emotional. It's such a bittersweet decision to make. I was talking to my husband before, and it's my identity as a Mrs. Potter, teacher. And I absolutely love what I do. I love the kids. I love Shen. My dream was to be a teacher at Shenendehowa, and I worked 2 years in a Catholic school. And then got my job here at Jenko and then Vermont, and then moved to Acadia. And I feel like I met the most amazing students, parents, colleagues, friends. And it's been an incredible 31 years. And I will be back to substitute. And I thank everybody, and I also thank the board who have been, in Deanna with the Shen Education Foundation, inviting me to be on that. We did our kindness. We've just done so many awesome things through the years. And Dr. Robinson, I feel like it's been, I can remember the first time I met him, and I'm like, oh, I'm a hugger, I hope you're a hugger. How many years ago was that?
20 years ago.
20 years ago. So, but thank you so much, and thank you also for moving it to the front of the agenda so much. Family and friends for here. Thank you so much.
Thank you for your family.
Hard to follow that up, but as a parent that I watched Mary go through her runs, and I've seen her do, and her family. Rob has donated so much to our community and our district. Mary has given so much of her time. I was so sad when I saw it, but I know that you will still be in our circles, And I'm just proud to say, to know you as a friend, a teacher, and a peer. Both of, all your whole family, honestly. So.
Thank you so much, and thank you for your 31 years. And we hope to see you around all the time. Absolutely.
Can you drive a bus?
That was my next question. All right, thank you everybody for coming. Moving on to the superintendent's report, Dr. Robinson.
Thank you very much. So I'm actually going to turn this portion over to Dr. Wilson-Turner. The only comment I would make is that each year, this time of year, we present a lot of plans to the board, and the following board meeting, the board will adopt those plans. Some of the plans are required by State Education Department that we have those plans on file. Some cases we have to submit those plans to the State Education Department. And while there's some, I want to say, standards, minimum standards that we must satisfy, we use these plans as an opportunity to drive change across the district. And when I say change, sometimes people hear the word change and think it's a bad thing. Change is that we're constantly evolving to better meet the needs and the circumstances of the time. So that's the bigger picture of all these plans, right? And so while you have the details of them, and we're not going to go to all the details tonight, I hope that you could understand that value that the plans provide to us as an organization. And with that being said, I'll have Dr. Wilson-Turner introduce him and go from there.
Thank you. So good evening again. I can't emphasize enough what Dr. Robinson just said. These plans are key to some functions in our district, and someone coming in new, they provide an invaluable resource of information around our processes and protocols. So tonight you will hear brief presentations on the plans that identify the clear processes, protocols, and structures to guide the execution of key policies and practices in our district. These plans reflect the work and thinking of numerous stakeholders, not just the directors who will be presenting them, who ensure consistency and effectiveness of our implementation. Revisions of the plan, I think this is really important, don't occur just the month before the plan comes before the Board of Education, but actually occurs throughout the school year. As these plans are being implemented and lived each day, we make revisions and tweaks as we see necessary. We note those for future plans so they can be updated accordingly, and that is what you see referenced here this evening. If you compare some of these plans from the previous year to this year, you'll see significant changes in some reorganization, some new charts, new timelines, new data, really keeping current with what the practices are in the organization. Our directors work closely with the key stakeholders over the year, and thus multiple viewpoints are able to be taken into consideration and yield plans that incorporate our best thinking and ensure our desired outcomes. Tonight I will introduce all of the plans at once, and each presenter will then reintroduce themselves as they come up. We will pause after each presentation for any discussion, and then we will proceed from there. So first we will have Ray Nardelli, who is our Director of Information and Management Systems, also known affectionately as IMS. He will actually present two plans this evening, our Technology Integration Plan and a schematic or a new plan around cybersecurity incident response. Then we will have our Director of Professional Learning, Victoria Wild, who will present our Professional Development Plan. Then we will have our Director of Special Education, Michelle Mylod, who will present our Special Education Plan. Sarah Schneller, our Director of Student Data, Learning and Accountability, will present our multi-tiered systems of supports plan. And last but not least, our Director of Student Growth and Innovation, Matt Davis, will present our Counseling Advisory Council Plan/Counseling Plan. And you'll notice as each of our directors comes to present, no plan stands alone. There are integrated pieces. There'll be pieces that you hear repeat throughout, and I think that's really important because they each work together to ensure the success of key initiatives in our district. And so I want to take the time now to thank each of our directors, our academic administrators, and our coaches who help support and live these plans for their leadership and diligent work with their respective teams. So without further ado, Mr. Nardelli.
Hello, everybody. Always a good thing to do. Start the school year off with taking a look forward, taking a look back, taking a look forward. So this plan is, as Dr. Wilson-Turner said, we review every year, and based on the developments over the past year and the expectations of the coming year, we make changes to it. It's formatted from the, it's called the Future Ready Framework, and those bullets that you see up there are different aspects, are different pieces of the framework, and within each aspect of the framework within our document, we expound on those different things. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight some of the things that took place this past year, and then take a look at some of the things that we're hoping to achieve in the current year. So if you go to the next slide. So looking back over last year, some of the things that I think are noteworthy is really our attention to artificial intelligence. We have a committee that we put together, Dr. Wilson-Turner put it together, along with Dr. Robinson, met many times, talking about policy, talking about a very measured approach to rolling this out in a way that will secure academic integrity and really guide our teachers and students rather than just having it be like the Wild West where anybody can do anything. So we chose this tool called Magic School, which in my opinion is a really very safe, user-friendly environment that allows the teachers to do things, and the interface is so kind of intuitive that it does invite like experimentation, which is pretty cool. I kind of wished our lead teachers and our instructional technologists were here because they deserve a ton of credit. John Bullington, Vanessa Kramer, Amanda Larkin, because they really did a lot of work meeting with, they went to the high school faculty meeting, middle school faculty meeting, a lot of the department meetings, just to kind of roll this out, expose teachers to it, had many one-on-one appointments and held different webinars to just get teachers comfortable. Some statistics here are pretty cool. We have currently about 625 staff that are using this, mostly teachers, but some administrators and other staff. We've, up to this date, since I think it was probably in the spring really, 27,000 queries that our folks have asked of this tool. And some of the queries that the teachers are using are things like rewriting and leveling texts, using character chatbots. So basically like saying if I were to have Winston Churchill in front of me and I can ask questions and the answers would be as if he's responding, revising and rewriting professional emails, and then creating comprehensive questions to videos. So it's pretty cool. Some of the productivity gains that our teachers can achieve by using this tool. By mid-June, Magic School rolled out something for the students, but by then it was a little too late to really do anything with students. But I'll talk about that a little bit on the next slide. The next bullet down here is we exchange high school teachers' stationary devices with mobile devices. So this is a 16-inch Enterprise, or Chromebook Plus as they call it. So what we did is we gave each high school, well, let me back up a second and say, I partnered with Ron Agustinoni, who was awesome. Very supportive. The concept, this concept was out there, but until we actually put it in teachers' hands, we weren't really sure how this would go. So what we did is we piloted this technology with about 30 teachers in the high school, both east and west. And so last year, some teachers actually had one of these the entire year last year. So, and then we give them a larger Chromebook and a monitor. so they can go back to their workstation connected and basically have 2 screens if they want, or just one. But anyway, throughout last year, we then were gathering feedback from these pilot teachers who are using it on a daily basis. They told us about things that we were able to kind of get ahead of and fix before we got to the next phase. We surveyed them at the very end, and I could show you some slides with different statistics on it, but it was a huge success. I mean, the teachers loved them. So with Ron's assistance, we purchased these, and this all came, the impetus of this was the obsolescence process. So our high school classrooms, all the desktop computers in our high school classrooms were up for replacement. They were end of life. So the question was, do we just put desktops back in the classroom and just move along, and that could be easy because people don't like change. But when we thought about the flexibility that these allow for, God forbid we have another situation where teachers have to teach from home or something, or wherever they are, but now they're completely mobile. So we rolled these out at the very end of June. We gave these out to teachers so that they can have the whole summer to play with them if they want. And now we're in week 3 or so, and knock on wood, I stopped into Ron's office every once in a while and say, what are you hearing? Is it good, is it bad? I mean, there's some people are complaining and they don't like them, but quiet is good. So things are going well. So that was that. That's a exciting. Let's see. The next piece is these are quick. Upgrading the campus wireless infrastructure. It was a 2.5-year process. We completed it last year. We're on a brand new platform, and we feel it's much more secure, and it's completely up to date, and gives us a lot more functionality to do things the way we need to do them, and to be very efficient. It's not, every single wrinkle isn't ironed out yet, but it's been a great tool. Then the last one is the more systems that we're using, and every year there's more and more systems, and they all require connections and interconnections, and so it's getting more and more complex in the background. But it's all to make really support the data analytics and making it easier for the kids to get to different services. So although that's something that happens, in a deep behind closets. I mean, no one ever sees that stuff. They just see how everything works. But I wanted to bring that up as a highlight because there's a lot to it. Looking forward, so Magic School for the students is kind of what's next on the horizon. Currently, I have some numbers here. Currently, we have about 30 to 40 teachers that are teaching this year, or are having their students use it in their classes. We have about 2,400 students who have logged in to Magic School AI. And basically, again, this is a really kind of a great system because it gives the teachers the ability to put tons of controls in so that we can introduce AI to the students without having them have like crazy access to lots of different things. So it's like basically AI with training wheels. But I could talk a lot more about that, but I'll stop right there. MFA for all staff. We're rolling out the Duo platform, and we're just kind of getting rolling again. We did some in the spring last year, and High School West, for example, they're going on tomorrow. So we're going to do it building by building.
What does MFA stand for?
Thank you. Multi-factor authentication, or 2FA,
Gotcha.
two-factor
Gotcha.
authentication.
Two-factor,
Yeah. So basically, somebody, I mean, I think you all know this, but if someone has your password, they still can't get into your account because they need that second factor. In our case, the second factor is either an app on your phone, a text message, or we have these little tokens, these number generator tokens. So we're rolling that out to all the staff, and that, the goal is to be finished by Christmas, that all staff will have MFA. Upgrading the wired network. A lot of our, and again, it's not a very sexy thing, but many of our switches are end of life, and it's time to kind of replace them. So we take advantage of the FCC's E-rate program, which gives us a 40% discount on all of our network equipment. The last item up here is, this is basically thanks to Dr. Robinson's support and board support. It's a security event management system, which again doesn't sound too interesting, but it allows us to collect lots of information from lots of different events that's happening on our network, so we can be alerted if there's unusual behavior, and then if we were ever dealing with a cyber event, we would have a lot more information to be able to kind of figure those kind of things out. So I could keep going to the next presentation, or do you guys have any questions?
I have one question.
Yeah.
It actually has to do with the website rollout. Is that a coordination with IMS or no?
No, I mean, no, that's all.
It's all Kelly?
It's all Kelly.
IMS will obviously have to be involved
Yeah.
further in the process, but right now it's not involving us.
Okay. Is the timeline still the same?
Yeah, I think we're still hoping for like a end of October, I think early November.
Oh, wow. Okay. Thank you.
So yeah, segueing from that last item to this. So our cybersecurity incident response plan, we just put this in place last winter. And then we did this with the partnership of our policy guru, Becky Carmen, and her assistant, Julie. So the IMS department, a couple of us worked with Becky and Julie to get this thing completed. It follows the NIST framework. We talked about that in the past, I think. And this is a framework that's used in lots of different industries, and it's very well accepted. And it's it's kind of almost like a cyclical framework that allows you to constantly evaluate your cybersecurity posture. Starting with identifying your assets and identifying the people who are involved, right on through. So if you go to the next slide. So basically the reason for the plan is to be able to be prepared if something does happen. I mean, it's much like a fire drill or a lockdown drill or something. It's like if you have a plan in place, when something actually happens, you'll be ready. You'll have the correct people will be involved. And as you think about the things that could go wrong, you can implement defenses that would mitigate those things ahead of time. So really the idea is to minimize any loss or theft in case a event ever does occur. So, and on the last slide, this is a great way, really for us to test the plan and make sure that people are actually ready in case anything does happen. So we did two tabletops last year, one in IMS. The one in IMS, I just have a couple notes here. We had suspicious activity on one of our servers and in our network center, and then we brainstormed the appropriate steps as a group, as an entire IMS staff, as to like, okay, what if this does happen? Then what's next? Then what's next? And we went through the process, and obviously those discussions are incredibly valuable. The second one was at the district level. We had Dr. Robinson, Dr. Wilson-Turner, HR, finance, facilities, everyone was involved, and because they are all a part of this plan, we have representation from every single office, so that if there is a cyber event, I mean, it impacts everyone. I mean, the tabletop that we did with the district level, one of our major systems was down, and the question really became like, how do we survive if this major system is not available? Like, and that's just not an IT problem. Obviously, that's a problem, that goes across. So, going to this year, we're going to conduct additional tabletop exercises that'll just be the norm of what we do as we continue on. So, there you go.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Any other questions? Okay, thank you,
That's
Mr.
right.
Allen.
I was just going to make one comment.
Yeah, sure.
I just wanted to say, I think this is amazing and so forward thinking. And I could hope that other schools are doing this sort of thing. I know a lot of businesses that are not doing this level of work that you know, and this documentation. So I just think, I commend you for just doing such a fabulous job on this plan. It's really, really great.
Well, thank you. I mean, it's an entire organization thing. I mean, that's the way this organization runs, and it starts at the top. I feel like I really do. It's like there's plans for everything, and anyway, so I can't take credit for that. I just execute.
Well done.
Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to our new board members. My name is Vicki Wild. I am the Director of Professional Learning, and I am here to talk about the Professional Learning Plan for the 24-25 school year. As you can see from the slide, we are really trying to make sure that our professional learning is aligned with the district goals around culturally responsive education, inclusive practices, making sure we're focusing on student outcomes, using data to make decisions. And as Dr. Wilson Turner said, you're going to hear overlap, the impact of Tier 1, 2, and 3 instruction, which is part of our MTSS plan that Sarah will talk about. And Ray was kind enough to mention a couple of the folks on my team when he was talking about Magic School AI. And we've been very lucky that that team has grown. So in addition to our lead teacher, John Bullington, Vanessa Kramer, our secondary coach, and Amanda Larkin, our elementary coach, who many of you have met and seen before, we have added Emily Patterson as a K-5 literacy coach, Erin Gerard as a K-5 data and instructional coach, and starting just in September, we have Angela Kinney as a K-12 special education coach, and Mary Sandoval as a K-12 E&L coach. And we're very, very excited to have them as part of the team. They will be here actually next month when we talk about summer offerings, so you'll get a chance to meet them then. The one thing that I really wanted to point out to you about the professional learning plan is that, as Dr. Wilson Turner said, sometimes it changes a lot, sometimes it changes a little. And while it's a large document, I'd really point you to page 4, where there's a bulleted list of items. If you have the opportunity to take a look at those were items that the Professional Learning Committee, which is comprised of teachers, administrators, as well as the folks in my department, really felt like explicitly detailed the kinds of support that our professional learning gives. So we're very proud of that. We're proud of the way that the plan has evolved over the 2 years that I've been here, and we have a great team in place. Any questions?
Great.
Thank you.
so much.
You're doing great, Vicki. Doing great
Thank
work.
you.
Good evening.
My name is Samantha.
So the special education plan is one of those that does not have many changes year after year. We had a few additions to some of our special programs, and I decided that it would be interesting to look at our trends. So what I am sharing for you tonight is the trends for the past 10 years in our enrollment overall, our enrollment of special programs, our enrollment of, and our enrollment of students who are out of district. And the red line on the graphs represents COVID, so between 19 and 20. And what I would like you to especially pay attention to is if you look at the graph on the left, that yellow part represents the change in our special program enrollment, and you can see it's pretty significant. Those special programs typically have caps of 8, 6, or 12 students. So an addition, I can't see what the number was, but the addition of 80 students is about 6 to 8 classes, depending on the type of student.
Could you send back to us?
Yeah, there we go.
There we go. So 214 to 293, that change is very significant in terms of staffing for special education. And then the other thing that I would like to show you is on the upper right graph. The red is the change in students in residential programs. So when I started here, we didn't have any students, and now we have 7. And that is very significant when you consider the needs of those individual students. Any questions on the special education plan?
What is a residential program?
So a residential program is for a student who requires 24-hour support in order to meet their educational needs.
So what happened in the past? I'm sure there were students identified. Where did they go?
So in the past, DSS would place, Department of Social Services would be responsible for placing a number of students who are now placed by districts, and that has changed over time.
Does this talk about, do you plan to share about staffing? I mean, this is showing students.
I would be happy to come back and do another presentation for you at a later date. I could have spent an hour up here, but I had a 1-minute limit.
Well, this is what I was wondering about. It's like, you know,
Yes.
that need.
Sorry, that was a 5-minute.
Yes.
That was an exaggeration.
I had a 1-slide limit of 5
Yeah, one
minutes.
slide.
Yes.
No.
We have many plans to cover, but I would love to come back and present on anything you'd like, and I think staffing would be a great addition to one of our winter presentations.
We'll have you back happily.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Great job, Michelle.
You're such a cheerleader tonight.
I am
love it.
tonight, I am.
That's great. Keep it up.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Sarah Schneller. I'm the Director of Student Learning and Data Accountability. I'm a little bit taller than everyone else, so I'll just
I think
it's flexible. So it's my pleasure to be here tonight to talk to you guys about our MTSS plan. We've worked over the past few years to create, implement, and refine our plan. So as you've heard tonight, as you heard Dr. Wilson-Turner note, we have processes in place. This doesn't happen in 1 week. This doesn't happen in 1 month. This is happening all year long, that we are gathering feedback, that we are learning about all aspects of our plan as we create, as we implement, so that our refinements each year allow us to get better and better at the work that we're doing. And so this year, as we really, again, each year we've worked to kind of live these key tenets of MTSS. This year we are focusing our efforts on really building up the bottom 2. If you could just scroll up a little bit there, thank you. We're focusing our efforts on the bottom 2 bullets here, working to ensure that the support that is provided to students is appropriate, and that occurs through a truly collaborative and team-based way. And so, again, as we look to the top 2 graphics here, should be familiar to you. We talk often about how we take our data and we turn it into information, and this is really just kind of that symbolic picture demonstrating all of the different times and places that we're pulling information in so that we understand truly what our students need, and again, we're then able to align the service with that need. And so as we have built out our plan this year, you'll notice that there's 2 sections that are new in the plan. One, the bottom left there, we have the image from Castle around social emotional learning for students. So, you know, this is not something new for us to discuss, to think about, to pay attention to, but it is newly built into our plan. We have now worked to articulate all of the things that we are doing and to sort of codify it into our plan so that we have a greater understanding of what social emotional learning is and what it is not. And all of the supports that we already have in place. So you'll notice the section again on social emotional learning, and then the breakdown of those supports, tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3. And then the other newly added section you'll see is around professional learning communities. So again, as we really look to empower our school-based teams and ensure that we have the right people at the table, asking the right questions to then make the right decisions for our students, we are focusing our efforts this year on support of that and understanding what does it mean to be a collaborative team? What are the characteristics of collaborative teams based on research and what we understand and know about how they function? And so that will be the focus points for this year as we really seek to, what an MTSS plan should do, help every child reach their full potential. Questions?
So we'll come back in the spring and we'll look at data and see how we did.
Yes, I would be happy to do that.
Everybody's coming back?
All of the data. Thank you. Sarah did a great job.
Thank you.
Yes.
All right, last plan for the evening. Good evening again. Matt Davis, Director of Student Growth and Innovation. Really excited tonight to share about the K-12 counseling plan and the Counseling Advisory Committee goals that have been developed for this year. So much like Michelle was sharing about the special ed plan, the counseling plan doesn't necessarily change a whole lot from year to year. It's based on the ASCA school counseling principles that are really a nationwide set of standards that the district and New York State has adopted. So the counseling plan, is based on those. If those principles change, we certainly update our plan. But the work of the counseling department continues to evolve. So we have connections with the MTSS plan that Sarah was just sharing about, especially as it relates to social emotional learning, which we continue to foster in our students with curriculum in grades K through 5, as well as through the use of restorative practices, which the district continues to roll out K-12. We're excited this fall to be training teachers formally for the first time. We'll have offerings throughout the district available to any teacher K-12 this fall, this winter, and this spring. We're continuing to train support staff in restorative practices as well as all of our new administrators who are coming into the district. So that continues to be a robust aspect of our social emotional learning work as a district, as well as our counseling plan going forward. So moving on to the Counseling Advisory Committee student outcome goals this year, I want to highlight our new goal for the year as well as a returning goal that we've been working on for the last 2 years. So this year, the Counseling Advisory Committee is going to be focused on the goal of reducing chronic absenteeism among students, specifically by implementing targeted interventions. For the first time in a long time, the district has an attendance teacher whose sole focus is going to be, and has been since right after Labor Day, intervening with students who are not coming to school for a variety of reasons. So our new attendance teacher, Nicole Mikolas, has gotten off to a running start. You may see her driving around the district in a former school bus. She is going and doing home visits, multiple home visits a day, and bringing students to school in that district vehicle. So she's already made a dramatic impact, I think especially at the middle schools. And we're hearing stories of the work that she's been able to accomplish as a result of adding that new position, which we were able to add as a result of the Recov's mental health grant that the district applied for and was awarded for the next 2 years. So as it relates to chronic absenteeism, we're excited for the CAC to really engage in that work. Lastly, we continue to be focused on student engagement at the CAC. We're bringing back the New to Shen Fair for a second year. It's going to run concurrently with Dr. Robinson's first community conversations in a few weeks in October. We're bringing in community organizations, multiple different school-based organizations, really with the goal of ensuring that all families that are new to Shen have a way to be connected both to the district and the community. Because data shows that families who are connected to the school and the community, students from those families are more likely to graduate from high school, which of course is our top goal as a school district. So that is the counseling plan and the Counseling Advisory Committee goals. We look forward to reporting out on our success with these efforts at the end of the school year, and I'm happy to answer any questions.
Do you have the date on the New to Shen Fair?
I do, and I didn't say it because
great.
I needed to look at my calendar, but
No,
yes.
that's fine. That's awesome. I just want to say that was such an amazing event last year. Augusta and I got a chance to go, and you sort of expect things to maybe not be quite as dynamic and well attended, and we can say that was probably due to Dr. Robinson's community conversation. But it really was a terrific event, and I imagine that it'll be even more so this year.
Yes, I had heart palpitations until about 1 minute before it started, but everyone walked through the door, and it turned out that it went very well, so we are very excited to bring it back again this year.
How are you advertising that at the schools?
So, it's being advertised at open houses. We have a special report we can run to develop a mailing list of any family that's enrolled in the district in the last 12 months. So we've done that, and we're going to be sending SIS messages, physical mailings, and we're also having counselors share it directly with students in multiple languages to ensure we get the broadest reach among any families who are new to the district. But also, it's really open to anything. And we found last year that there were families who've been in the district for some time that came just to engage with the community groups and school groups that were present.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you. So, let's welcome back.
So in closing, thank you again to all of our directors and all the stakeholders that they represent in putting these plans together. As I sat listening and making connections again, multi-tiered systems of support is really an incredible framework that really ties all of these pieces together. Some people think of it as an umbrella or a plate that holds everything, and that's because it touches Tier 1 instruction, which is our core instruction for all students, Tier 2 and Tier 3, both in instruction and in social emotional learning. And so you can look at our technology and cybersecurity pieces as a Tier 1 piece that has to happen in order for instruction to occur. Similarly with our professional learning, it touches Tier 1, Tier 2, Tier 3 in terms of preparing our students and our staff to be able to execute those pieces. You saw our counseling plan come through, both in the MTSS presentation and as Mr. Davis presented it. And we really try to connect MTSS not directly to special education, because we're trying to break a mindset that there's this pathway that you check this box and then you go to special ed, but really to intentionally separate the needs of students who need intervention that's effective with students who have true disabilities. And so all of those pieces connect together beautifully, really under that MTSS framework. So I thank the team again for the beautiful job they did presenting this evening. And I have the opportunity to introduce someone who's doing an administrative intern. So it was a great night for Todd Hudson to join us, who is one of our world language teachers doing his administrative internship under Steve Smith at High School West. So thank you.
Thank you. That's right. Okay, because this is a study session, I talk so quiet, I'm so loud. In my regular life, I'm so quiet here. Because this is a study session, there are no public comments, so we're going to move to the one action item that we have. It's the approval of the building level emergency response plan that we discussed earlier. Can I have a motion to approve the building plan? Naomi is first, Carla is second. All in favor? 7 in favor, the motion passes. We've done our staffing recommendations already. Would anyone like to comment for the good of the order? And I believe also our student representative hasn't had a chance to speak yet tonight, so.
I'll let the student go first.
Yeah. Thank you, Matt.
Hello there. Okay, so the football game on Friday was great. I was working with the Senate, but with the great game of 50, I think we won by 50. Things that are happening within the school, the Diary of Anne Frank play is happening soon. That's going to be at the end of October. So it would be great if you guys could go. It's shaping out really greatly. At the same time, the Senate and with the Free Meals for All in Y campaign has been going to the open houses, and the Senate has a little table there, and we have been handing out the free and reduced meal forms to parents who ask for them.
What a good idea. Thank you. That's fantastic.
Good idea.
So thank you.
The open house for High School East? Or
Next Tuesday.
Next week?
Next
But
Tuesday.
we've been going to all of them,
All of them?
you know,
So-
elementary through high
Oh,
school.
fantastic. That is great. Thank
You
you.
can go to that one in the middle if you'd like.
Just a quick, Maddie, I don't know if you know, so the last time they did Diary of Anne Frank here was 1997, and I was in it.
Oh, my goodness.
27 years ago, oh my goodness. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, it'll be awesome.
Yeah, that'll be good.
Okay, good evening. So like last time we talked about, we have 2 events right now for Senate, specifically the Spirit Rally and Homecoming. So for the Spirit Rally, it's like October 18th, like right after school. And for that, we're like making banners, and yesterday we just made all the banners for the different teams.
So in terms of homecoming sales this year, we will be selling them on GoFan. But in terms of the Senate students, we will stay the same. We will still have tables outside the cafeteria, and we will have students come up to us, and we will register their tickets through our own computers. The only thing that's different is that Ms. Conway will then, herself, she will go through all the tickets, and yeah.
So there's a limited number of tickets sold, right?
So,
That is just for the football game.
exactly. So clarification, you're also doing something on that Saturday as well.
Yeah.
Homecoming
is on
event.
Saturday,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the dance is on Saturday, the game's on Friday.
Yeah.
Yes, just want to make sure that.
Are you guys selling T-shirts during the day, for homecoming?
Yes, we will start selling next week.
Okay,
We have 200 t-shirts as of right now.
got it. Thank you.
Is that the limit or you're getting more?
That is our limit.
That's the limit.
Don't go fast.
Somebody stop that grabber. There you go.
Okay, I'll go first for the order. I just want to say the football game was awesome. And the new turf looks amazing. So shout out to our buildings and grounds and everybody that worked so hard. It just looks absolutely fantastic and great game, guys. And also I should mention all the children that were out there, the many, many teams in flag football. It was a fantastic showing, just joyful, really joyful. Tom?
I just hope that we have a similar showing against CBA on Friday.
I think we will.
For sure, yeah, no doubt.
I think he's talking about the score.
And we're doing a dedication.
Yes, the dedication.
Friday.
Yeah?
Friday.
6 p.m.?
It is 6.
Yeah.
Great.
Naomi?
I just wanted also one more plug. There are a few people that I haven't heard back from for the resolutions, and there are a couple that are split, and so I'm going to submit questions, which are due this Friday. Thank you, Dr. Robinson, for sending that reminder. But I do need that feedback. The clarifications I will share back out once, because I'm not sure if I think it's the deadline just to submit questions, and the vote is on the 8th, so it has to be, I think around the 1st, maybe we'll hear back, I think was that timeline. So yeah, please let me know. There was really one that was a sticking point. I thought the one on the holidays, that was a sticky one. Just let me know your take. And like I said, I plan to at least submit on that one. I think there was one other that I was going to submit on too. But if you would like more clarity, because some of them are somewhat vague, just let me know. Especially if you're not agreeing with the committee's determination. And as you can see, I had several disagreements with the committee's determination. So thank you.
Thank you, appreciate it. Carl, anything?
No, I'm really impressed with, there's just so much going on in this district. It's overwhelming to even think about it, let alone be part of it. It's just wonderful. So I'm very excited about that.
Thank you. Mary Colleen, anything?
Really just, I kind of already made a comment, but seeing all those reports, seeing all the hard work, and, when you're reading through them, it's just mind-blowing, and because I work, in educational publishing, and I'm seeing so much, it's just phenomenal to see the dedication and, again, I'm using this phrase forward thinking, but it really is. I deal with this every day, and, Shen is light years ahead of so many other places, so it's great to see.
And I think, Dr. Wilson-Turner said this, the synergy between them, how well they work together.
Yes.
It's seamless, and it really is tremendous.
It's tremendous.
And I think that says a lot coming from you, because I know you work with education and technology on a daily basis. Yeah. Gus, anything?
Nope, just want to thank all the directors for tonight. Really impressive and so important the work you're all doing, and it's very much appreciated.
Thank you, Deanna.
Just a couple things. First of all, thank you. And, I always use that word, and I've told Dr. Robinson, every year when I hear the plans, and I know you kind of consolidated tonight, but it's always a level up. You've always stepped in, you step up, and you do an amazing job every day. So thank you for everything you do for our kids and our community every day. The other thing, two more things, with you all tonight, you had, and a few of you in our audience, the Shenendehowa Education Foundation. Our event that's going to get going will be on November 2nd at the Vista. You're seeing the first copies of the invite that did go out, that will go out to a lot of our esteemed partners in the community. We will be doing a lot of press and a lot of push on this event in the coming weeks. So, and we're hoping to see teachers there. We will make sure that we're pushing along as we get into other meetings in the district. I was talking to our Senate team down the table here, and I will be attending their Senate meetings to try to get the students more involved in this. So, because we want everybody, this is a community event, we give back to the community, it's all about the kids. So I look forward to talking more about that. Going back to Mary Potter, because we went quickly on her request, because her mom was here with her, so that's why we did that. Mr. Grignon, Wayne Grignon, was a 5th grade teacher along with Mary at Orangen. And he came in hoping to see her and read something on her behalf. So that's why I walked over and talked to him. So I said I would read it on his behalf, if that's okay with the board.
Of course, and sorry for that.
No, nobody knew, so it's fine. So I'll do this quickly. Good evening, Board of Education members, colleagues, and community members. My name is Wayne Grignon, and I am here tonight to express my sincere gratitude to a remarkable educator, colleague, and friend who has dedicated over 3 decades of service to Shenendehowa Central Schools. Mary Potter has been an invaluable asset to our district, leaving an indelible mark on both the students and staff she's worked with. From her instrumental role in creating district-wide initiatives like the Shen All-In basketball tournaments to her tireless efforts to promote kindness through the kindness cards. You'll remember those. Mary has consistently gone above and beyond to enrich the educational experience for our students as well as their social and emotional needs. I had the privilege of working alongside Mary during my time at Orangen Elementary School, and I'll forever be grateful for her mentorship and support. Her infectious enthusiasm and unwavering commitment for her students were a constant inspiration. It did not matter what we were working on or planning for our students. Mary always had a smile and the willingness to help or say, rock on, or on those moments of pure excitement, shut up, similar to Elaine from Seinfeld. She would often rope in her husband Rob, her kids Sydney and Luke into all of her ideas, truly making her love of teaching and supporting the community and the buildings she worked in a family effort. Finally, as Mary prepares to embark on a well-deserved retirement, I want to express my deepest appreciation for her dedication, her passion, and her extraordinary contributions to our Shenendehowa community. Mary, thank you for your endless laughs, the many years of friendship, the years of dedication to the Shen community, and all of the students that you have inspired. Thank you, Mary, for everything you've done. Great guy.
I apologize to Mr. Grignon. I didn't realize that he was here and wanted to speak, so, but that was gorgeous. Thank you so much for doing that on his behalf. If that is everything, can I entertain a motion to adjourn? Augusta is first. Dan is second. All in favor? 7 in favor, motion passes. Thank you, everybody. Have a great week.
Sure, thank you.
No, he came in after everybody was gone. Because we went, no, he was fine, that's why I went over and did that.
Thank you.
I said I'd read it, and I'm going to take a picture for him.
And you did read it.